Live from KSAT 12, the Nightbeat starts right now.
A big decision made tonight about a day the Uvalde community is dreading. What the Uvalde School Board agreed to on the day that will mark 1 year since the Robb Elementary shooting.
Two things businesses couldn't control: COVID-19 and prolonged construction. How the city is now keeping its word to help those businesses in the form of currency.
But first, gunfire on a college campus. We begin with breaking news: an active shooter situation at Michigan State University tonight in Lansing, Michigan. Our sister station WDIV is confirming one person is dead.
Now, we know that multiple others have been taken to a hospital, but at this point, we don't know exactly how many. Now, Steve just said this is happening in East Lansing, which is 90 miles west of Detroit. Right now, everyone in that area is being asked to shelter in place while police look for the shooter.
A press conference expected later tonight. We believe that the building in which the shooting took place was full of classrooms. We'll keep you updated on this developing story both on air and online.
I cried. I really did. Because I sweated to fix that car for, family. And it's just gone.
Their source of their livelihood stolen right before their eyes.
Yeah, two roommates say the car was taken from them at gunpoint.
And they tell the night team's John Paul Barajas that the thief's actions cost them way more than just their car.
Well, not everything's complete on her, but hey, it's close to being done.
Their only car stolen. Marianne Hasso and Scott Blum told police a man held them at gunpoint and took their 2008 Dodge Charger Sunday night.
He just said, crank the car or I'm blasting this. He was like, you know what this is.
The roommates say they had just pulled in front of their West Side home when a white truck followed them down their street. Moments later, they were face to face with the gun. Hasso's 2-year-old daughter was with them at the time.
For a split second, I didn't know if she was going to grow up.
Pretty much.
And if she was going to grow up, I didn't know if I was going to be around to watch it.
They're thankful no one was hurt, but now their source of income is in question. Blum is a contractor and explains most of his tools were taken with the car.
Without a car, how are you going to start? How are you going to be able to get to
the bus? It's just my next step, walking everywhere. Doing what I have to do.
And then without your tools?
Buy more tools.
Blum tells us on top of the dollar value of what was stolen, the car has sentimental value. He spent countless hours and thousands of dollars working on it.
I cried because it's my hard work that I put into that car. Just to see it drive away.
Hasso explains her insurance will pay them the car's market value if it is not found in 30 days. She's not sure what they're going to do in the meantime, but does say she wants to be prepared if this happens again.
We are definitely investing in a gun after this.
Why don't you go work hard for your stuff? Actually work for your stuff instead of stealing it like a coward.
The roommates tell us that officers have been able to find some of their belongings that were dumped out along the side of the road near Leon Valley. But according to SAPD, no arrests have been made in this case at this time. Now, if you know something that could help out in this investigation, you're asked to call Crime Stoppers at 210-224-STOP. At Public Safety Headquarters, John Paul Barajas, KSAT 12 News.
All right, John Paul, thank you. Now, community members turned out tonight to hear more about San Antonio Police's plan to reduce violent crimes. The department is working with professors at UTSA to look at crime hotspots around San Antonio. Police Chief William McManus says that its study identified more than 24 areas. So SAPD is planning to send an officer to those spots at certain times of the day on certain days of the week. The chief says that the officer is going to sit with their overhead lights on for 15 minutes, and that's key because he says that that's been proven to deter criminals. If you missed tonight's meeting, SAPD is planning to hold 2 more over the next week. You can find that information on our website, KSAT.com.
Tonight, SAPD's missing persons unit still looking for the 69-year-old man who disappeared last week. This is Gregory Taylor. He was last seen on Friday, February 10th in the 400 block of West Hollywood Avenue, just north of downtown. He's described as 5 feet 9 inches with glasses, and they say presently he has curly black hair. Police say he has a medical condition. Anyone with information asked to call police at 210-207-7660.
The art community, along with the people of San Antonio, are mourning tonight the loss of beloved local artist Jesse Trevino. He passed away today after a long battle with cancer. Born in Mexico and raised in the west side of San Antonio, Trevino really made a name for himself in the art world at a very young age. He won awards and he shared his passion that you can see throughout the city. It's on display right there. He was also a Vietnam veteran and he lost his right arm while serving. One of his more famous pieces is called La Veladora mural, which is at the Guadalupe Cultural Arts Center right there. Mayor Ron Nirenberg released a statement tonight saying in part, quote, his kindness and courage will live forever in our hearts, as will his works of art that are now icons across the landscape, end quote.
No doubt he left his mark. Well, new on the Nightbeat, the Uvalde School District will end its school year early. The school board voted unanimously to end classes on May 22nd, just before Uvalde marks 1 year since the shooting at Robb Elementary. Board members also heard tonight about the discontinued independent investigation into the district's police department. As the Night Team's Lee Waldman reports, the district says it never had an agreement for this investigation.
The fact that you made a decision to no longer move forward with that investigation is very disheartening, disappointing, and disrespectful.
You guys had an investigation. Now you're sweeping that under the rug.
Outrage over a seemingly canceled independent investigation by JPPI Investigations. However, Uvalde CISD Interim Superintendent Gary Patterson says an investigation was never authorized.
The board never acted or directed Dr. Harrell to engage with JPPI. I've been over all the board agendas and minutes and talked to the Dr. Harrell again.
No agreement was ever made, though a UCISD press release dated September 28th says otherwise. Quote, the district has engaged with JPPI Investigations to conduct an independent review of the Uvalde CISD Police Department's actions on May 24th, 2022, unquote.
That is confusing, and I will agree that is confusing.
To clarify, Patterson says they never signed anything or officially engaged with JPPI. Instead, the district is relying on 4 other reviews and investigations: Texas House of Representatives Investigative Committee report, the Texas Police Chiefs Association review, the Texas School Safety Center Safety and Security Audit report, and the Department of Justice's ongoing investigative review.
To engage JPPI would have been to engage 2 firms that would overlap without even taking into consideration what JPP told Dr. Harrell that there's nothing more we can do for it.
Patterson says it'll be up to the district's lawyers on whether or not they release the results from the other investigations and reviews because of ongoing litigation. The board also voted unanimously to approve a memorandum of understanding between the district police and city police. It outlines communication and coordination efforts between the 2 agencies. In Uvalde, Lee Waldman, KSAT 12 News.
Now, also new tonight, 3-day weekends will be the norm this fall at Vernia ISD. That's part of a new 3-year pilot program, which the school board there unanimously approved tonight.
Motion carries 6-0. We'll be going to a 4-day instructional week next year.
All right, so obviously people there were pretty happy to hear that that's what the board approved. The finer details, though, still need to be worked out. There are several potential draft calendars that are under consideration. Those would affect the district's start date and holiday schedules. LVISD is also working out how long its school days might be. The district has said that it could extend its school hours an additional 45 minutes. By the way, Vernia, not the only local school district looking to go to a 4-day week. Harlandale ISD also says that it's exploring that very idea.
Want to apply to be on the San Antonio City Council? Well, happening right now, the San Antonio City Clerk accepting applications for the temporary vacancy in District 7. Back in mid-January, Ana Sandoval announced her resignation from the position, citing growing personal obligations. Here's what you need to know about the application process. It's open now until noon on Friday, February 24th. You must be at least 18 years old, a voter by filing deadline, and reside in San Antonio. To read the rest of the qualifications, head to KSAT.com. All applications must be submitted in person at the city clerk's office. Also open right now, applications for the COVID-19 Construction Recovery Grant. The program offers relief to small businesses affected by both COVID and prolonged construction-related projects like we've seen across the city. Qualifying businesses may get up to $35,000 to offset money lost. The grant program tied to 15 specific construction zones from January 1st, 2020 to June 30th, 2022. They include areas like the Broadway Street corridor, St. Mary's Strip, the Alamo area. The list of qualifications and link to apply online right now. We've got it on our website at KSAT.com.
For a look at today's headlines in your Nightbeat News Flash, 7 people were charged with capital murder in the death of a 19-year-old mother. But today, 2 of those suspects have had the charges against them unexpectedly dropped. Now, Jasmine Williams was killed back in July of 2020. She was robbed and fatally shot inside her home. Kyle Phillips and Dorian Murphy are no longer facing charges in that case. The Bexar County District Attorney's Office didn't give us more information, only saying the cases are still under investigation. Now, of the 5 other suspects, 1 of them accepted a plea deal back in 2021 for a reduced charge, and the last 4 suspects who you see on your screen are due in court this May. 1 person dead after a car crash led to a train derailment in East Montgomery County. That's just 36 miles, north of Houston. Firefighters responded to that scene around 7:30 this morning. At least 12 rail cars were off their tracks, and a truck was split in half in the same area. The truck driver was found dead at the scene, but tonight we still don't know who he is. A small part of history at Stark Park East in Seguin is going to be no more. City leaders plan to demolish the Kids Kingdom playscape. It's been in that spot serving the community for 28 years. According to the director of Parks and Recreation, the old wooden structure is being demolished because it's deteriorated over the years. Basically, it's a safety concern. However, the kiddos are still going to have another place to play and enjoy. The park has a larger playground right next to that one that was built back in 2015. And that's a look at your Nightbeat News Flash. So coming up, the talk of the town is still the high price of eggs. And if you're thinking about getting your own chickens, we're going to tell you about a tax exemption that could make it worth the effort. 3 flying objects shot down in 4 days. What claim U.S. officials are confidently saying those objects are not. Coming up. All right, what were they? Tonight, a search for clues and answers as to what was flying recently over Alaska, Canada's Yukon Territory, and over Lake Huron off the coast of Michigan. 3 high-altitude unidentified objects shot down by the military in 4 days. The wreckage has not yet been recovered. The White House saying these 3 objects have no communication signals or steering abilities and are much smaller than the Chinese surveillance balloon shot down 9 days ago. The White House also putting 1 rumor to rest, saying there is no indication of alien activity tied to these foreign objects. The pandemic turned some Americans into poultry parents, but more people are thinking of keeping chickens in their backyards because of the rise in egg prices. Yeah, the Night Team's Patty Santos has good news about what this could mean for the value of your property.
How many chickens do you guys have?
We got about 65-ish right now.
Zachary Platt owns Behind the Oaks Farm in Schertz. He's a professional chicken and egg farmer, but he will gladly mentor any clients that will give it a try.
If you can have chickens, have layers, and put them in your backyard, there's no reason not to.
First, he says, know your city, county, or homeowners association ordinance and how many hens are allowed. He says 1 hen might produce enough eggs for 1 or 2 people per household.
Chickens can eat anything. Obviously, they're going to be foraging for bugs and insects and nuts and seeds and grubs and all sorts of things.
They'll need a shelter that's going to protect them from neighborhood predators.
If you build that shelter, they can be secured in there. And we lock ours up at night.
And here's some good news. Your chicken home will not be taxed according to the Bexar County Appraisal District.
Structures like that for non-commercial use are exempt from taxation.
If you build one and it's incorrectly assessed in your valuation, you can file a protest before May 15th.
Some of them are pretty extravagant as an appraiser. When you look at it from the outside, it looks like it could be living area, small casita, a big storage.
Patty Santos, KSAT 12 News.
All right. Yeah. Got to look into that a little bit more.
Yep. Coop, there it is. All right. 64 degrees out there.
And it's going to be a little warm tomorrow, right?
Yeah, temperature's not going to drop much the rest of the night. And you can almost see a little reduced visibility there on the screen. I expect and anticipate the drizzle to develop as we go through the next couple of hours. Tomorrow morning, we'll start the day right down near 60 degrees. 60 in San Antonio, 57 Bernie, 57 in Hondo, 62 meanwhile, Seguin and even Nixon area. But our morning temperature trend is going to significantly change. Just get ready for a little bit of everything temperature-wise this week. Notice the mornings dropping down to freezing again by Friday. So don't put the jacket away yet. It is still winter, and you're going to be feeling it later this week. Friday morning, 31. Saturday morning, we're at 34 degrees. All right, those are the mornings. Let's talk about afternoons. Tomorrow, we'll make it well into the 70s. So a mild day, a warm day, above average for this time of year, even just above 80 farther south and west of town. We're talking Crystal City, Carrizo Springs, Cotulla, Pearsall area, about 80, 81 for the high temperature. Locally, for the most part, mid-70s, 77 in Converse, down to 73 in Timberwood Park. Elmendorf, La Jolla, about 77 for those afternoon highs. But look at the trend here. We get up to 80 on Wednesday, so we warm up again Wednesday. Feeling that warmth out there and a bit of a breeze as well. And then the temperature falls off and plummets down into the 50s for highs by Thursday. So we go from 80 on Wednesday down to 58 for the high on Thursday. So a little bit of temperature and weather whiplash there. And Friday, a high of only 56. Then we slowly work our way back up by the end of the weekend and into next week. So you'll notice those fluctuating temperatures. Bottom line, jacket weather, sweater weather, later this week by Thursday. Otherwise, short sleeves will really be okay at 80 degrees come Wednesday. A lot of cloud cover has been moving overhead, and I wish we could turn that into good moisture and meaningful rain. I just don't think we're going to around here. But some of our friends to the north already, you get up into West Texas and they're seeing some of that shower activity, some good beneficial rain. And keep in mind, the Panhandle, they're in an extreme drought as well. So they could use a lot of that moisture. And this upper disturbance, most of its moisture is staying to the north of us. We'll get clipped by a little bit of it. And then, of course, that shift in the wind as well, that could create a few very light showers early tomorrow morning. But I think for the most part, we're looking at drizzle, nuisance moisture, that nuisance precipitation that doesn't really add up to much. Here's our future cast. Notice by midnight, a few blobs on the radar screen possible. Don't expect to see much on the radar, but when you step outside, the ground's going to be damp. Things will just be damp and a bit drizzly. And again, there are a few little showers possible. Future cast even drawing some in around 5 a.m. tomorrow. Then the wind shifts, and by 8 a.m., nothing but sunshine. So a damp and drizzly start, but most of the day is actually going to be pretty sunny, but also windy as well. Now, the wind is out of the south tonight, but it shifts early tomorrow morning out of the west, and we'll probably have wind gusts shown here by our futurecast in excess of 30 miles per hour, probably between 30 to 40 miles per hour until after sunset tomorrow evening. That's when the wind will subside and really pump the brakes. Also with very dry air, low relative humidity, high winds, elevated fire danger, especially farther to the west and into parts of the hill country. So a lot of sunshine tomorrow, windy. Get ready for that west wind, steady at 15 to 25, gusting around 35. Cold front hits, not just colder Thursday like we talked about, but windy as well. So it's going to be a blustery day.
So hang on to the flowers and the cards and the candy and all that tomorrow for Valentine's.
Especially the balloons.
Yeah. Thank you. So tonight there may be only one Spur that's actually happy, and that's Malachi Branham.
Yeah, Malachi Branham. Yep, he returned home to Ohio, so he had some of his family there to watch him play his first NBA game in the state of Ohio. So he was the bright spot tonight. Unfortunately, the Spurs' losing streak continues, and the girls' basketball playoffs underway. We got some highlights coming up. The Spurs continued the rodeo road trip at the Cleveland Cavaliers tonight. Malachi Branham made his 11th start of the season, which had to throw his family on hand. First minute of the first quarter, Zach Collins makes a three for the Spurs' only lead of the night, 3-2. Later in the first quarter, Devontae Graham goes bounce pass to Keldon Johnson for a reverse left-handed layup, and the Spurs trail 29-17. That was awesome. Cavs led 34-19 after one. Second quarter, here's defense to offense. Graham steals the ball, dribbles, and passes to Branham for a three-pointer, and SA is down 12. So here's defense to offense again, but the other way. Branham turns it over. Donovan Mitchell and Karis LeVert take it back. Slam dunk Mitchell And timeout Spurs were trailed by 13. Mitchell scored 23 in the first half, 41 overall, and the Cavs led 65-49 at halftime. Cleveland led by as many as 21 points early in the third, but they only led 91-81 after 36 minutes. Fourth quarter, Blake Wesley picks the back pocket of Darius Garland, slam dunk at the other end, and it's a 6-point game, 95-89, timeout Cavs. Then off of a Cleveland turnover, Wesley drops Charles Bassey a dime for a bucket, and San Antonio's down 4, 95-91. The Spurs certainly hanging tough, but that's as close as they would get. Coming back from a 20-point hole certainly takes a lot of energy. Spurs lose 117-109 to match their franchise record 13-game losing streak set in the 1988-89 season. Keldon scored 25 and Branham at 18 in his return to Ohio.
Defense is the biggest part of the game. I feel like, that second unit group, they came out and, they held it down. So shout out to them.
There's no magic out there. It's just, your pace, your physicality, playing the right way. And we did it for 3 quarters. So obviously that's not enough, but they were fine. Like I said, I was proud of them.
Spurs will wrap up the first leg of the rodeo road trip Wednesday night at Charlotte. The girls basketball playoffs started tonight with the by-district round in Class 5A. McCollum played Highlands at the Alamo Convocation Center. Third quarter, Cowboys take control. Charisma Ibarra drives to the hoop and banks it in, 33-26 McCollum. The Owls answer back. Jania Perkins with the crossover scoops it up and in. She gets a team-high 40 points tonight, but the Cowboys continue to pull away. First, Miranda Garcia finds Aaliyah Mancha cutting to the bucket for a lane and 9-point lead. Then Noelisa Espinosa drops it off to Mancha for the triple, and McCollum wins it 61-53 to advance.
I think this is the biggest accomplishment yet. This is everything we wanted. I've said it before, I'm going to say it again. We've worked so hard towards this, so it means a lot.
McCollum will next face the winner of Leander, Glenn, and Kerrville Tivy in the area round.
Pro football coverage powered by Davis Law Firm.
For the second time in 4 seasons, the Kansas City Chiefs are Super Bowl champions. Last night they beat the Eagles 38-35 in Super Bowl 57. One of the cool storylines was Travis and Jason Kelce becoming the first brothers to face each other in the NFL's biggest game of the season. Their mom, Donna Kelce, certainly had fun with it this week. But the bummer side to this scenario is that one son would be all kinds of happy, while the other one, not so much. Travis Kelce and the Chiefs are champs, while Jason and the Eagles finished the season as second best.
There's nothing you can really say to a loved one in a situation like that. You joke around all the time and say that you want to be your brother in the biggest stage ever, but it's a weird feeling. It's a weird feeling, and that team had great leadership, great coaches. Obviously, it came down to the end, and we got all the respect in the world for those Eagles, man. But there's nothing really I could say to him other than I love him, and he played a hell of a year, a hell of a season.
Their mom, Donna, found both of her boys after the game and gave each one a big hug, and their 2 brothers hugged it out as well. Las Vegas is now on the clock as they will host Super Bowl 58. We've got bull riding after the break. Time to ride bulls at the San Antonio Stock Show and Rodeo. 4 Cowboys won all 8 seconds tonight. And here's the top 2. This is Lucchese Morris on board the bull by OK, and Morris goes the distance, earning a score of 84 points. And here's the other best ride of the evening. T. Parker hanging on with Boombox, and this ride is a hit. All 8 seconds, and Parker lands on his feet on the dismount. He scored an 84 to tie Morris for the best ride of the night. He stuck the landing.
Who's the dude with the Chiefs shirt on there?
Oh, that would be a dummy.
Are they making a statement out there?
And I mean Scarecrow.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Got it. Thank you. We'll be right back after this. Welcome back. We continue to follow breaking news out of Michigan, where police say at least 5 people have been injured on the campus of Michigan State University.
Yeah, that's in East Lansing, about 70 miles northwest of Detroit. Now, our sister station WDIV reported 1 dead. However, police just spoke in a news conference and only said some of the victims have life-threatening injuries.
So obviously, we're still continuing to learn information. What we do know is that police, they're still looking for the suspect. Please tune in tomorrow on Good Morning San Antonio for more updates.